Have you ever met someone who seems older than their years? Someone who carries themselves with a weight that doesn't match their age. There's a psychology behind people who grew up too fast, and once you understand it, you'll start seeing these patterns everywhere. Number 1. They struggle with letting people in. People who grew up too fast learned early that depending on others wasn't safe. Maybe their parents weren't emotionally available. Maybe they had to take care of siblings while still being kids themselves. So they built walls, thick ones. Psychology calls this avoidant attachment. They learned to be self-reliant before they even understood what that word meant. And now, asking for help feels like weakness. Trusting someone feels like a risk they can't afford. They've been their own parent for so long, they forgot what it's like to be taken care of. If you know someone like this, understand that their independence isn't strength, it's survival. Number 2, they have an overdeveloped sense of responsibility. Most kids worry about homework and friendships, but people who grew up too fast, they worried about bills, about keeping the family together, about things no child should ever have to carry. This creates what psychologists call parentification. They became the adult before they were ready, and that responsibility never left. Even now, they feel guilty for relaxing. They feel selfish for prioritizing themselves. Their inner child never got to play, so their inner adult never learned to rest. They're always scanning for problems, always fixing, always managing, because that's what kept them safe back then. Number 3, they have emotional maturity, but socially disconnected. Here's the thing, growing up too fast gives you emotional intelligence beyond your years. You can read a room, sense tension, understand pain without someone saying a word. But it also robs you of something crucial, the ability to just be young, to be silly, to be carefree. While others were learning how to navigate friendships and drama, they were learning how to navigate survival. So now they feel out of place, too serious for people their age, too young for people who match their emotional depth. It's lonely. They're surrounded by people, but no one really gets it. Social comparison theory explains this. They're constantly measuring themselves against others and coming up empty, not because they're lacking, but because they're living in a different emotional timeline. Number 4, they have a complicated relationship with control. When your childhood was chaos, control becomes everything. People who grew up too fast often become hyper-organized, planners, perfectionists. They need to know what's coming because surprises used to mean danger. Psychology calls this hypervigilance. Their nervous system is stuck in fight or flight mode. Even when life is calm, they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. They micromanage because letting go feels terrifying. And when things spiral out of their control, they don't just feel anxious, they feel like that helpless kid again, the one who couldn't fix everything, no matter how hard they tried. Number 5, they feel guilty for wanting more. Here's something most people don't talk about. People who grew up too fast often feel guilty for their own desires. They were taught that their needs didn't matter, that survival came first, happiness was a luxury. So now, even when they've made it out, even when they're safe, asking for what they want feels selfish. They downplay their achievements. They settle for less in relationships. They convince themselves they're asking for too much. It's called learned helplessness. They were conditioned to believe that wanting better was pointless, so they stopped wanting altogether. And that's the saddest part. They've survived everything, but they still don't believe they deserve to thrive. So what does all of this mean? If you grew up too fast, understand this. Your resilience is real. Your strength is undeniable, but you don't have to carry the world anymore. It's okay to let your guard down. It's okay to be taken care of. It's okay to finally be the age you actually are. And if you know someone like this, be patient. They're not cold. They're not difficult. They're just still learning how to be soft in a world that forced them to be hard too soon. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe.
because understanding the psychology behind who we are is the first step to becoming who we're meant to be.